When opening up LaserCasting Pro version 3, one of the first things for the setup that you want to do is that you want to record all your material costs. To do that, you will go up to the top menu over here that's in blue. You'll see my mouse that has got the red circle around it hovering, and you will click on material costs. You will see that here is 20 spaces to put in the material cost, and there is 20 places to put in paint costs. So I put in the date column so that you always know what date you purchased your material. So in my case, I purchased material on the 21st of November 2021. It was 3mm brown, 3mm MDF, and it was brown. It was a sheet of 1.8 meters by 2.4 meters, so 1800 millimeters by 2400 millimeters. All measurements are in millimeters. The thickness you can select from a drop down, most of the standards are there. And then important, put in the price you paid for that wood. Make sure that you include all VAT or taxes, courier costs, and anything else that you paid. So you'll see that there I've captured my brown MDF. I recommend that you record your material with the thickness, the type, and the color as a standard. If we go back to the pricing sheet and we go to the drop down menus, you'll see it's all blank except for MDF brown. I can now select MDF brown, and if I put in a 1800 by 2400 sheet in there, it'll give me the price that I paid. If I have a markup of 1, which is no markup, which is the cost, you'll see that it's 300 Rand, which is correct. If I put my markup at 2, it is 600 Rand. So then I know that my 3mm MDF brown is working. I can go back to my material costs and I can put in all my other materials. I am just going to copy and paste from a sheet where I record my bought materials, and I can just paste them into the LaserCasting Pro material costs over here. If I go back to pricing, I will now have all the materials on a drop down. So if I want a 3mm perspex, you will see that it is very expensive for that size perspex. The same goes for inputting your paint. You can put in your painting details here. Say I bought red spray paint, Marshall. I like putting in the brand because different brands are different prices. Yeah, you'll put in the coverage of that spray paint, so I know that that spray paint covers about that amount of area, and I paid 80 Rand for my can of spray paint. If I go back to my pricing sheet at the spray paint, I can now select red spray paint. It's the only one that I've got on the list so far. If I go back to my material costs, I'm just going to go to my other sheet where I save my costing. I can go and copy them. I can come back and I can paste all my costs in. If I go back to my main pricing sheet and I go to the drop down, I will now have my various paints in here, and it will give me the cost for spray painting that area over here. And that is how you capture your costs of your different materials, as well as your paints, varnishes, and any other kind of finishing.